Hey, what's going on? Nick Unsworth here with LifeOnFire.com, and in this episode, you're going to learn how to take a punch and get back up again over and over and over again. Being an entrepreneur is tough, right? And until you learn how to reframe how you think about being an entrepreneur, those challenges can just hit you and then knock you down and keep you down. So I'm going to teach you exactly how you can have more perseverance and how you can become unstoppable as an entrepreneur with more perseverance and with faith. Hey, what's going on? Nick Unsworth here, and I'm a kick-ass business coach, and I'm on an absolute mission to help you find your purpose in life, to help you love what you do for work every single day, to help you be the rock star that you are meant to be, to make more money than you ever thought was possible, and to have more time freedom so you can actually enjoy the life that you're living. I'm here to help you set your life on fire. So if you know anything about me as an entrepreneur, I've had a crazy journey. So when I think about, my story at the core is I'm just a guy that has continued to get beat up as an entrepreneur, and I keep getting back up. Now the trick is, we don't want to get beat up as an entrepreneur, but it's inevitable that it's going to happen, because no matter where you are as an entrepreneur, there's always going to be a new level, a new challenge, a new fear to break through, a new glass ceiling that you got to break through. And some people say that, you hit a new level and there's a new devil, right? And at the end of the day, it's just constantly, being an entrepreneur is going to constantly test you. And when I look at my journey as an entrepreneur and what my story is I've just constantly found a way to be excited about getting back up again. And so the whole thing is that when you get yourself to that spot where you can lean into the challenges and you can lean into your fear and you can have a mindset where you're excited to keep getting back up over and over and over again, things change, because you can actually set yourself up to where you enjoy the process even amidst challenges. So the way to do that, in my opinion, is these two things. You've got to have perseverance, and that's the ability to just keep getting back up no matter what the challenge is. And part of having that perseverance in your business is you really want to make sure that you have your business attached to a greater purpose and a greater vision and a why. Because if it's just about you, and if it's just about making money, then guess what? When your business throws you a tough hand and you're up against a really big challenge, well, if you don't have a big enough purpose and a big enough why, then it's so easy to fall into that 5% category where 95% of businesses fail, and you find yourself in that 95% category where most people fail. And so what I want to encourage you to do is to take your business and think about it as just like a global perspective. Just zoom out of your own skin and think about your business as with a greater purpose to help other people, right? And when it's not just about you or just about money, then you're going to have a bigger reason why. That reason why can then pull you through the challenges, so that perseverance becomes something that becomes natural, where no matter what the challenge is, you find yourself that you keep getting back up over and over and over. And when you do that, and you can learn to have fun through that process, then you can experience joy along the way, where it's not just constant challenges. And so the other piece is faith, because at the end of the day, if we're trying to take on all of the challenge and we're trying to take on all of the stresses of a business on ourselves or on yourself as an entrepreneur, it's going to be incredibly challenging, because we have to wear so many hats. Right? It's like we're doing, you might, if you're a solopreneur, you're doing everything from marketing to sales to customer support, product delivery, product creation, accounting, you name it. There's so many different hats, and there's so many things you have to think of, so many things you have to do. And all that stress can just bog you down and make it a life that's not on fire, right? It can make it a very stressful, challenging life. So what I want to encourage you is to just put your faith into a higher power. Now, for some, I've been a huge advocate of the law of attraction, and I've been able to manifest and set goals and manifest almost anything I've ever wanted in my life and in my business. And whether it be faith in God or a higher power, to each his own. But at the end of the day, when you attach yourself to faith, it becomes, again, not just about you. And what's so cool is, for me personally, on my own story, is I started plugging into church, right? And I've spent so many tens of thousands of dollars in mentorship and coaching programs and events, and I've done so much personal development. And yet my biggest shift came from getting plugged in at a church, meeting my wife-to-be, Megan Ann, and joining this prayer group where every single Tuesday I get together with other powerful entrepreneur men, and we pray to a higher power. And at the end of the day, it's continually reaffirming the belief, and it's continually giving faith into the higher power that I don't have to bear all the stress. I can put it on God's shoulders, and I can relieve some of that stress so that I can experience joy along the way, and so many things get easier. And what's cool is that as far as faith goes, is that every single week we share stories about how having faith has impacted our lives and our businesses. And what's wild is, there's this one series at my church called Moneyopoly, and it's all about the thoughts we think in our mind about money and about an abundance mentality and how to break a poverty mentality and flip it to abundance. So I went through that particular, that series, and it happened over the course of about 2 months. And I just played full out. I rolled up the sleeves and I was like, all right, I'm going to do everything they say to do. I'm going to think the way that they say to think, and I'm going to test this thing, right? So this happened last year, right? And almost exactly a year ago. And I was pretty new to getting fully immersed and fully plugged back into my faith. And I started going through it. And there's some people around my life that, were atheists. And like, we'll see if it's going to work, Unsworth, And so I get plugged in, and I'm just full on, like, I surrendered. I'm like, you know what? This is in God's hands. I'm praying for abundance and things to happen. And sure enough, as we get going, I have the situation where I, come into work on a Monday morning. My team member is like, hey, who's this guy? I won't say the name, but I'll say, who's this so-and-so who's a Firestarter Elite, signed up online. And that's my $3,000 a month, coaching, one-on-one coaching program. And typically, that's not something that, I usually have to have a conversation with someone, we're usually, having them apply, but he applied online, full out, was ready to go. And his only question was for me, when I hopped on the phone, was, I'd like to pay in full. So instead of paying the $36,000 per year, which is $3,000 a month, I'd like to just pay it in one, what kind of discount can I get if I pay in full? I was like, all right, we can do it for $30,000. And that client continues to be one of my best clients, where it's such a joy to work with him, where, he himself has such an abundant, mentality, and I have a blast working with him. He's become a good friend. And the wild thing is that it all happened during the same period of time where I was just completely had my faith in abundance. And so from that situation, I come back to the prayer group, and I share the story again of what was going on. And I'm like, this is crazy, because that just never happens. It doesn't happen that way. It was not a shocking thing to happen, but it was darn near close to it. It was a surprising thing to have happened, right? Because that's an investment. And then so a couple days go by, and then boom, same exact scenario, like Groundhog Day, just like rewinding. It was like, same thing. My team member is like, hey, who's this other guy? Also signed up as Elite. He's like, what are you doing, man? And I was like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just praying. I don't know what else to say. I'm not doing anything different. And so he comes in, and he didn't pay in full, but it was the same thing. A Firestarter Elite, $3,000 a month. And again, ended up hanging with him face to face, became good friends, one of my best clients, and he's crushing it. And again, it's one of those scenarios where, how can I explain this outside of just this one thing in my life that I changed, which was plugging into this church, plugging into this series, and putting my energy into faith. So from that situation, we had a handful of people that in the next week purchased our $1,000 courses online, which typically we have to do webinars and things to sell. And it was just one of these things where my faith in general, when you have an experience like that, it just changes you, because it's like, it's proving beyond a shadow of a doubt, like in God's presence and how real it is. And again, whether it be your belief in a higher power, it doesn't matter to me what your belief is. What matters is that you are putting your energy into faith in general, because that is going to give you a completely different advantage as an entrepreneur, because it doesn't have to be so hard. You don't have to have all the stress on your shoulders. You can, put your faith in a higher power, and whatever that may be for you, and enjoy the benefits of it, right? And outside of that, it's also about faith in your own abilities and having belief in yourself, because at the end of the day, if
we are limited by what we think we're capable of in our minds. So having faith in a higher power, having faith in yourself, it is just a complete game changer. And I share this because I just look at the past year and how much my life has changed. And it's not just about the money or those clients. It's about, being in love and getting married soon. And it's like I look at my whole life as a whole, and a life on fire is not just money or having things. It's like, it's happiness. And it's enjoying the process. And even though I have a tremendous amount of challenges, as business grows, it's like I've never been happier. And what have I changed? It's like I changed my belief, and I put my focus into faith, and it's like all these cool things have happened. So it's just fun that it's fun seeing other clients have shifts where, for whatever reason, I'm attracting other one-on-one clients that also believe in God. And the cool thing is, like, we'll be praying at the end of a coaching call, and my clients that also have put their energy and their belief into faith, it's wild to see their transformation and see it grow. So I just want to encourage you that in your business, don't take the journey completely alone. Make life a little bit easier for yourself, and pour that faith into yourself, knowing that you can do what you put your mind to. And then also just take a moment to just praise God, or to put your faith into a higher power. And it just dramatically shifted my business and many of my clients, and it's so much fun. So that's just a little something that's been going on in my life that I want to share with you. So hope you enjoyed that. Before I wrap up, I do want to also invite you to join me and a couple hundred other entrepreneurs in San Diego at my event called Ignite Your Movement. So cool thing about this event, it's like nothing else that's out there, because what I do is I combine personal development and I combine advanced mindset techniques, I call them mindset hacks, that helps you to leverage your own inner thoughts to be able to get more out of life, to be able to live life with more abundance and happier, get more time back. So instead of working 60 hours a week or 50, it's like, let's get that down to 35, 40. Let's have more time for your friends, your family, for your kids. And so drill down into peak performance mindset techniques, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what strategy I give you or you get from a coach or from whoever. If you're not going to be able to get yourself to do it, none of that stuff's going to matter anyway. So, we drill down into mindset. We actually do an experience called, it's a glass walk experience, where we break broken shards of glass, which sounds crazy. But what happens is that when you walk over these beds of glass, it helps you to realize that you can do anything you put your mind to with enough focus and concentration and commitment. And by using the techniques that we teach, you're able to literally walk over glass shards without getting cut. And the cool thing is, at the end, we do a board break. So it's very transformational. It is optional, but when people see other people doing it, and the tears and the transformation and just all the cool things that happen, then everyone gets involved. And what's nice is that transformation is not just a quick shot in the arm, like for a 3-day event. I mean, we've got people that have left their jobs. We've got people that have pursued what they want to do in their life. They got inspired, and that movement inside of them has been ignited, right? And so that's the whole purpose of this event, is to ignite the movement within you, to give you the tools on day one and the mindset techniques and strategies. And then on day two, it's about building your platform. It's about giving you the resources and the tools to grow your audience, to do what you love for work. And then day three is about getting into action. So come hang out with some amazing entrepreneurs. We've got a very special offer for the Ignite event. So take advantage of it as while before the price goes up, limited seating. And we've got a killer room block rate as well. I'm sparing no expenses. I'm going all in on this thing, investing over 100 grand to put this thing on. It's going to be a life-changing experience. So igniteevent2015.com, and I cannot wait to see you there. And grab your ticket, let us know you're coming, and let's do this thing. Cheers.
I'm here to help you set your life on fire.